The deadline issued by Pakistan for undocumented Afghan immigrants to cross over to Taliban-ruled Afghanistan has ended. It has become a matter of life, death and survival for thousands as they still remain stranded in the border areas. Despite international calls from the UN and other international agencies, Pakistan has started a crackdown on these people. They live their lives in tents and refugee camps, which have an entirely different set of difficulties. These Afghans are now hanging in between two regimes. On one side of the border, there is Pakistan, which has declared that it has nothing to do with them and has started a crackdown. And on the other side, there is the Taliban rule, which has been infamous for its rule with an iron hand policy, both of which are hard to survive. We have this report. Pakistan's deadline for undocumented Afghan immigrants to cross the border to the other side ended 4 days ago. But thousands of these Afghans still remain stranded in the border areas for days. These immigrants now face a double-edged problem for survival, hanging between Pakistan's crackdown and Afghanistan's ongoing human rights crisis. Muhammad Rahim, an undocumented Afghan immigrant, is fortunate enough to cross the border by bus before the deadline was issued by Pakistan, and now will try to make a new life in Afghanistan, which is his homeland, just for namesake.
अगर हुकूमत नहीं बोलती है हम सारी ज़िंदगी नहीं जाते। मैंने आपसे पहले कहा ना तो हम वहाँ की बोली जानते, ना वहाँ के लोगों के साथ रहने में हम लोग आदी है, ना बस हम हमारी सारी ज़िंदगी यही हो गई है। हम इसी चीज़ से वाकिफ़ है, यही बच्चे बड़े हुए हैं, यही की पैदाइश है हमारी, और कराची शहर को हम अच्छी तरीके से समझते भी है, तो हम नहीं जाना चाहते। हमें अगर ना भेजे तो हम तो सारी ज़िंदगी नहीं जाएंगे।
Not everyone is as fortunate as Rahim, as Pakistan now has started a major crackdown, forcing these people to cross the border even when the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has warned otherwise. Following the inhuman orders issued by Islamabad, police recently destroyed a huge temporary settlement of Afghan refugees on the outskirts of Islamabad, merely hours after midnight of the deadline. This settlement was a home for hundreds of Afghan settlers. But amid the ongoing forced Afghan immigration, several people who have valid documents are also being forced to move.
कार्ड मेरा पास है, वो तो ये भी नहीं चलता है। ये मेरा कार्ड है, किराया जगह भी नहीं देगा। ये देख लो सीजिंग कार्ड, किराया जगह भी नहीं देगा। वो बोलता है इस पर स्टाम्प नहीं होता है, थाने में स्टाम्प लाओ, और थाने वाला स्टाम्प भी नहीं दे देता है। अभी हमारा गार्ड सारा इस तरफ गड़बड़ किया, अब हमारा इरादा है कि हम काबुल में जा रहा है।
Such chaos on the Afghanistan-Pakistan border, which has caused the deportation of thousands of undocumented Afghans towards doom, did not go unnoticed by the international forums. As the international body called up the Pakistani government to provide these refugees with protection and shelter. The issues and atrocities faced by Afghans trying to cross the Afghan-Pak border have made them vulnerable to the suppression of police, which has been harassing these undocumented Afghans at this crucial time. The country here fails to realize that these Afghan refugees were not a problem to get rid of, but were an asset that was generating business and employment for Pakistan that has been suffering on the economic front.
कराची के माजत पर माजत ऐलान कई कि अफगानियानो वोजे दल तुम पर बार्डरों न प्रीड दे दावर सब मसला दा मुर्द बाय पाकिस्तान हुकूमत मुझे वाल वो बाय सिवर दा सदर बदर कुछ ने जनाना दरेश पे कि मुझ पर बार्डर पर आते और बार्डर बंद है रोज मुझ दरख्वास्त है हुकूमत सर दा बार्डर दे मुस्तखलास के मुझ खपल वतन
कराची के मा खपल कारोबार प्रीमिज दवई सिंधियानी में पैसे बांधी वे पातस वरान बैटरियानी पकी में खर्च कर किरा मिकड़ा बांधी रालम हर सैराना जब्त करा प्रोफेसर आवा खिस्तलो मखकी निवलम وسینیولی وم دا وسې دا یو ورځ مخکې راتلو 4,000 روپۍ رانه واخیستلې هر یو نسي پیسې جینې اخلي بیخي حالات خراب.
These Afghan refugees now face a life-threatening problem. On one side, they are being forced to vacate Pakistan, a country that was home to most of these immigrants for a major part of their life as they were born and brought up here. On the other side, there is the Taliban government, which has been inflicting atrocities on its people, forcing their version of religion. Seeing no light at the end of the tunnel, the problems faced by these Afghan immigrants now become worse by the day, as life in their home country will be a continuous struggle, and Pakistan, which was their shelter for years, will not accept them anyway.